Hello again. Welcome to another podcast, and this talk is called Talk on Why the Narcissist Continues to Try to Gaslight You. Now, why do I have so much information on narcissism? Well, for a few years I've been started off watching psychologists and psychiatrists on the internet, YouTube, talking about narcissism and narcissism videos, and then I started to, because before my spiritual awakening, I know that I was on that kind of path. And so I have an insight into narcissism because of the path that I was on. And then the unexpected spiritual awakening came and I started to heal all these issues, which narcissism all comes from insecurity. You see, it's insecurity that makes someone want to gaslight you. It's insecurity that makes people do all this kind of stuff. Now, the more insecure someone is, like I used to be very insecure and I had no confidence. Now, I am a very, very confident individual, very happy individual, very at peace, don't get depressed, don't have any anxiety about anything. But as soon as I feel something negative, this path has all been about showed me that whenever I feel that, it's within me. And the information comes from the higher self, which is within you, on this awakening path. But yeah, why does the narcissist gaslight you? Well, because of insecurity. You know, I saw a psychologist once on YouTube say that the narcissist brings you down to bring themselves up. You see? And that's why the narcissist continues to gaslight you. Because your presence or your energy makes them feel in such a way that they feel the need to do that. You know, people are very easy to read. People that are very happy and confident and secure in themselves, they will try to awaken others spiritually, they will try to lift others, they will try to bring everyone together, help the world, stuff like that. But people that aren't very secure within themselves and confident, they will try to bring others down. You see? They will try to bring other people down. So if people are very easy to read, we basically dish out what we feel within us. That's what we do. You know. Now, I contacted 2 women last year. It was women from my past, and I contacted them, and one of them had one type of response, which was very easy, and the other one had quite a hostile response. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm using it as an example to show that what we dish out is what we are within us, or what we feel within us. Our perception of other people is what we are within ourselves, right? That's why I always say that your perception is your reflection. That's my own saying, and that's what it is. Your perception of others is the mirror of you, and that's just it. And so, regarding these people that are try to gaslight you, you know, it's pathetic. I know it is pathetic, but the other thing is, the more important thing is, how do you feel about it? It's like David Icke says that when people were laughing at him when he came out about his awakening, he had to let go of the fear of what other people think, because that's the ultimate freedom. So that's what you've got to do. I mean, if you're secure within yourself, it's only if you're insecure that you'll be bothered if someone's trying to gaslight. That's the only way they can, right? If you are insecure within yourself. Even if you are, I always talk about the inner narcissist. Like, I will hold my hand up and say that I am the narcissist. And what I mean by that is, I call it the inner narcissist, right? It's the inner narcissist within a person that recognizes the external narcissist, right? But there's different levels. What I mean, a full-blown narcissist, like if it's someone that's manipulating others, you know, that's a level that is very dangerous. But it is the inner narcissist that recognizes the external narcissist. What the world is always dishing back at us is what we are, and what we're healing past, and what we've just evolved past. It can be things like that, things we've healed past. I'm constantly seeing things that I've evolved past as a reminder of where I am now. But it's reflections of what I am. Because what you were in the past is what you are now. It's still within there. I mean, the old Sean is still within me. It's just that I've evolved past certain elements. But the old me is still within there. It's just the old me is transcended now. But, and so it's the inner narcissist within you that wants to demonize the narcissist. And that is a form of narcissistic abuse. You see? That's why I'm saying don't worry about being gaslighted, because if you're trying to demonize them for doing that, you're taking part in narcissistic behavior. You see? You got all these women and men as well, but a lot of women that have been in relationships and they're a narcissist, blah, 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 and they don't see, they're lacking in self-awareness so much that they can't see that they're taking part in narcissism. The narcissist has brainwashed them, and they don't realize that that's what they've become. See, the thing that I talk about, leftists, right? These leftists are the people just now that are censorship and all this stuff. You can't speak about nothing. And that's the mentality. Lack self-awareness. Snowflakes. The snowflake is symbolic of someone that is so emotionally unstable that they fall down like a snowflake. And this is the mentality you're dealing with. Now Princess Diana was very emotional. Was a very emotional person. But she wasn't a snowflake. She was in a bad relationship. But a snowflake is someone that is very narcissistic. Basically crybabies. And, like I say, the more important narcissist to focus on is the inner one. Are you being a crybabe about stuff? Are you being overreactive? That's the more important narcissist to be aware of. Because if you can not be bothered by anything, if you can heal that part, that inner narcissist, you won't be bothered by the external narcissist. You might observe them, but you won't, you won't feel the need to demonize. Instead, what will happen is you'll have empathy. You'll be non-judgmental. You'll have compassion, and you'll observe them more than demonize them. And that's a different thing. Observing the narcissist is much different to criticizing. And also, more importantly, observing yourself. How are you feeling about it? I think narcissists are great teachers. Because they, like I say, I observe them. But the one that I observe the most is my inner, the one that's within me. I know when I see a narcissist externally, that's within me that's seeing that. Right? It's the inner narcissist that's choosing to see that. You see? Like, if you see a narcissist, a thought has to come about, he's a narcissist, before you think they're a narcissist. That thought is coming from you. You see? Your consciousness. So that's what you are, you see. These things might be subliminal, they're unconscious. But as soon as you think something of someone, that's the unconscious self. And how to heal that, I always give this thing about, as soon as you feel negative towards someone, that's your unconscious trauma manifested itself. And if you meditate at that moment on that feeling, you get to the core of your unconscious issues. Or the unconscious issue that manifested that need to demonize someone. Same with people that gaslight. As soon as you feel the need to gaslight, meditate on that feeling, and you've gotten right into the trauma that made you feel like doing this kind of stuff. Asthma is actually, I've been saying this lately, that I found out that asthma actually comes from trauma at birth or just before birth. So the most important thing to do is to go within yourself. This is what I'm always talking about, Instead of, like Max Egan, I watch a guy from Australia called Max Egan, he says that people need to come together, but to come together, we've got to start paying attention to what we're doing, how we're feeling, instead of demonizing the external things all the time. Narcissism, I believe, is the core issues on the planet. I don't, climate change and all the stuff, COVID or whatever, I believe, because everything's emotional energy, as is proven by science. It's energy, so emotions. So it's the core issues, in my opinion, is narcissism, and that and trauma before that manifest the narcissism. So it's trauma as the core, and so that's why I always talk about healing. From my unexpected spiritual awakening, some people that have awakened, all different people that have spiritual awakenings develop some sort of gift. Some people develop more than one gift. I developed healing abilities. I come from a family where my mum's family are gypsies, travellers and psychics and stuff, but none of my family knew what an awakening was before I had it, and none of them have had a spiritual awakening. I'm the only one to my knowledge. But that doesn't mean that I'm better than them. It just means that I've chosen to recognise the same thing that's within them. But the reason I mention my family is because I'm not like my mum with all these different psychic gifts. My gifts I didn't have any until the awakening, and then when the spiritual awakening came, I started to receive knowledge from Oversoul, which is your higher self, and that showed me how to heal myself. And I'm just trying to share it with people, and that's why I decided to build a website to try and help the world and try to do my part in this global awakening that the planet is going through. To help. That's why I'm offering solutions to the narcissism, because it's the narcissist within me, for example, that recognize the external narcissist. But by talking about the inner one, that can heal this trauma that's making you react to the narcissist and making the narcissist react to you as well. So by focusing on within, we can heal these issues, the core issues on the planet. You see, the system tricks you into talking about COVID or all this other stuff when the core issues are within us, the emotions, the trauma. Once we heal that, then we heal the world. Like what Eckhart Tolle said, and I'll end on this note, that we will all have world peace when we all have inner peace. I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates and talks and news and research, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.